What do we start with?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino. This is our Wednesday members-only stream. As we said, we're going to give you two of these members-only live streams a month, the Ridgewood series, and we're going to give you some other stuff as well. So you got last Wednesday we did our first one. Today we're doing another one. Ridgewood, A True Story, Season 2, Episode 1 is going to come out next Wednesday, probably around the same time, 7:30. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. Frank, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. Hey, everybody, welcome back to our members only show. We got a good show today. I think so. I'm gonna talk about stuff that at times I'm a little reluctant to talk about. You know, I'm not incriminating anybody, but at the same time, it's people that I'm going to bring up that I usually wouldn't have. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with it. But that's one thing. And you know, the thing that's been bothering me for a long time is the narrative that the Sicilian faction of the Bonanno family is as strong as it was before 1985. I'm going to run a couple of people that are around who weren't. I'm probably doing them justice, because if the government actually thinks of them as being as active as other people lead to believe, and I'm pretty sure the government knows they're not as powerful as those guys in 85. I'm going to debunk that. I'm going to debunk that today. That's one thing we're going to talk about. But then we got to stick to our New York themed show, where we're going to be talking about the Genovese case. We're going to do that. And we're also, hey, Mustache Pete, who I talked to you about Mustache Pete, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, we're going to.
Oh, yeah. I'll take care of that.
Yeah, cool.
Mustache Pete, Lisa Pizzatola, DL, Matt, what's going on, buddy? Attilio Mazanga, Pasta Patate, Middle Village 77, what's going on? BTF Phoenix, what's going on? Ni hao ma.
Ni hao ma.
I'm Martin. What's up, buddy? Sven Larson, my man. What's up, buddy?
Yo, Squad from Sweden.
You get to give out 10 free memberships a month. You should give them out today. Is that true? But I don't think YouTube pays us for that. I had no idea.
Well, let's give them out then.
I didn't even know I can do that. How do I do that? I got to go to the thing.
How do we do that, Miss BTF?
Brian Bosek, what's up? The real Giacomo Amato. Joe Massino, he's a rat before he's a rat.
Yeah.
Dave, what's going on, buddy? Billy Bob, sister, proletarian scumbag. What's going on, buddy?
Shout out to proletarian.
Man, weed is too strong these days. I'm, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Almost 2 months into my cold turkey marijuana spree, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sven. Denmark. I knew it was one of those Scandinavian countries. I'm sorry about that. It's Denmark. Sorry, Sven.
I have to do that. What? I have to do that on the YouTube studio. I got a gift membership last time I did it.
Okay.
What do I do that in the studio desktop version, Phoenix? I didn't know that. But in the chat. Really?
You can do it in the chat?
Yeah, but I don't see a money thing unless I have to go on YouTube through our account. Let me see. Hold on.
Shout out to Lisa. Lisa, what's going on? I
never had memberships. I've never done them. So on my other channel, I never did it. You know? Oh. What the fuck is going on here? This is crazy.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Use your computer. When you give someone, it's just for the month, or do you pay? No, it's just for the month, Lisa. Yes, on YouTube in the chat next to the emoji icon. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm trying to get into YouTube, and I can't even. This is, look, I'm signed into the 52 topics. I can't even go into it. Won't even let me open the video.
I'm trying to figure it out later, I guess.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to take too much. I appreciate you letting me know. It won't let me buy a gift membership right now. What the fuck is going on?
Well, it
All
won't
right,
make
guys,
you
give me
buy
2
one?
minutes. Give me 2 minutes. We'll figure it out.
We'll give you the world. 10 wins.
What in God's name is going on? Sorry, I know this isn't fun. I apologize. But we're hanging out. We're hanging out. What do we got to do? Supers and gifts. All right, gifts are enabled. They're not disabled. So you should be okay with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's all enabled. Memberships. Keep it up. Okay, supers and gifts. Yeah, everything is turned on.
Okay.
Everything is turned on. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I got an issue with, I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time on it. I'm sure I'll figure it out. But thank you, Phoenix. I am going to figure that out. Okay, so moving right along, I want to make one more announcement about our buddy that's been on the show. I know I talk about it a lot. Maybe because it's a private chat, there's no one to buy for. No, that's what happened. I don't know. Whatever. I'm getting a headache talking about it. DL, you freaking crumb bum. So, got to make one more announcement. My friend Manny Grossman today, Son of Sam. Did you get to watch any of it, Frank?
No, but I will. He's on Netflix, and
yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Always, Son of Sam is always one of those piece of shits I always was interested in.
Yeah,
it affected my life, kind of like a lot of New Yorkers. I was 7 years old, a lot of sleepless nights, worrying about the boogeyman, and so he's always been somebody I've always, unfortunately, had interest in.
Yeah. So that's out on Netflix now. It's a docu-series. It's 3 parts. So it's about 3 hours. Manny, who has been on the show before, he's been on NYC Crime Spot a bunch of times. He's prominently featured in the documentary. So please go check it out. Manny's going to make his return to YouTube at some point. You'll see us on screen at some point. I don't know when. He's in Puerto Rico doing what he's doing. But, yeah, we'll be together soon. All right. So
congratulations to Manny.
Congratulations.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And shout out to Southie. Thank you, Southie, for everything. Send me a little something for the show. Us. And he also,
thank you, Southie.
And he also sent me a nice shirt, a Catskill shirt, and
nice
Catskill boxing shirt. I should have wore it today, but I will probably wear it on Monday. Shout out to Southie.
Sister, it's been on Netflix for a second. No, that was the other one they made. This is a 3-part docu-series, Son of Sam tapes. It's got a lot of interesting characters in it, a lot of old detectives, a lot of old police, a lot of good stuff. Check it out. I started, I didn't really get to watch it yet, but when I fully watch it, I'll talk about it.
Shout out to Lisa Pizzadola, and I've got the message. I got your message. I'll communicate back.
Okay.
What do you got, brother?
Summer of Sam movie. Yeah, I thought that movie was good. I remember when it came out. I was kind of young, I guess, but I remember liking it. I saw it a couple of times. Some of it was a little ridiculous, like when they have the dog talking to David Berkowitz. He's like, "I want you to go out and kill." Oh, shit.
I love that movie, actually.
I mean, that was pretty fucking stupid, but I thought it was a cool movie. It was a good mood, right?
Well, that's the way they was trying to say he's seen his motive was his dog talked to him to go kill people in lovers lanes, and then it just or whatever. But that's that. I like the movie. You know what I liked about the movie? The music, the style.
Yeah, the setting was cool.
They captured 1977 for me, from the Yankees to the and the Italian American group actually gave Spike Lee a little bit of a problem for that. But they capture the ignorance of these communities that later would be portrayed in shows like um, the one from Jersey Shore, you know, where the Italian not so cultured got so you know, the Rocky Balboas of the world, and there was a lot of truth to that, you know. That should exist in fucking neighborhoods, you know. The
Yeah.
ignorance, the ignorance.
The ignoramuses. Proletarian. Garth and Wayne yeah, Schwing. Frank, MAC, you guys should look into the car bombing that happened here in Phoenix in the 70s. Allegedly, Bonanno family had something to do with it. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll look into it. That's what we do. We have that's basically we do have a lot of people that correspond with us on certain articles. Like today, we're going to cover a famous case out of New York City, the 1964. Yeah, we go. Yes, BTF Phoenix. We're going to talk about the Kitty Genovese murder, which happened not too far from where I grew up, and a place that I was very familiar with in my 20s. Either it was, or even earlier, either the movie theaters at the Queens Boulevard area, the coffee shops that were out there, and Bohemian kind of area, and we're going to touch on the story.
Philly Bob, do you know of any tattoo artists in the New York area that does portraits? Yeah, there's a lot that do portraits. If you hit me up on MIC Crime Spot on Instagram, I'll give you some. My tattoos, I'm not into realism in portraits, so I've never gotten one myself. But yeah, there's plenty of them. Let me put it this way: anybody that wants to get a tattoo nowadays in New York City, it's harder to get a fucking bad tattoo than there is a good tattoo. Let's put it that way. There's so many good tattoo artists in New York City. So find the style that you're into, what you like. You like realism, you like portraits, you like American traditional, like I do, old school shit. Don't get a bad tattoo, all right? If you need a tattoo, if you're in New York City, let me know. I'll always suggest somewhere to go. But yeah, if you hit me up on Instagram, Philly Bob, I'll show you. There's fucking plenty of great tattoo artists around now. Yeah. Don't get a bad tattoo, please.
And thank you for the members, by the way. We're slowly moving up. Well, no, not really slowly, but we got a couple more members this week, and thank you. I appreciate it to whoever signed up. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. So you brought up so on NYC Crime Spot every year, once a year at least, I do a Friday the 13th live stream where I talk about New York City things that happen on Friday the 13th. Now, or I'll talk about Friday the 13th criminal events, and then like spooky New York City crimes, you know, like weird, freaky New York City crimes. Kitty Genovese just happens to be a Friday the 13th homicide, right? Coincidentally, the other three Friday the 13th events are all Roy DeMeo crew murders that happened on Friday the 13th. So I don't know, you go explain that. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But and then everything else is like a spooky thing. So this happens to be. So you said you watched like a documentary on it. Which one did you watch? I don't think I've ever personally watched like The Witness. What was that about?
It was Kitty Genovese's brother.
Yeah.
Going around looking for answers, tracking down people who lived in the building on Austin Street, right there on Lefferts and Austin, and wanted to know, you know, if the New York papers got it right. You know, did they really witness this woman being stabbed by this individual, deranged piece of garbage, who sat on her and just didn't do nothing, and a lot to my dismay, it did not lead. There was people who actually came out and tried to help. The whole idea of watching people and not doing anything, there's a term for it, you know. Now that came out of that case, you know. What else came out of that? The 911 you were telling me.
Well, the bystander effect is the term in psychology, which kind of is birthed out of this event. As you said, it's a little bit bullshit, but there is certainly something to it. I mean, you see it every day now with social media. You see it all the time. There could be 10, 15, 20 people on the train. some old lady's getting punched, and it's like everyone's looking around waiting to see who's going to do something about it. Very rarely does anyone ever do something about these things. So the idea, I guess, is the more people are around to witness something, the less of a chance that someone's going to
do something,
either because they're waiting for someone else to do it, or maybe the human brain's like, I don't have to do anything. Look, we're all equally complicit. At least we're all not doing anything, you know? So
right.
it's a bit bullshit in the case of Kitty Genovese, as you say, because there is, you know, an incident of somebody actually alerting somebody from one of the windows, somebody actually reaching out to the number to the police at the time, Frank. It was like a 7-digit number or something they had to call. It wasn't just like 911. It was like a regular phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And then the woman had come out, and basically Kitty Genovese kind of dies in this woman's arms, right?
Right. Yep. And matter of fact, there was bloody handprints on the wall where Kitty Genovese was taken into the hallway of that apartment building, and they were actually prints of the woman who was cuddling Kitty Genovese at that time, and they were her prints. So, her palms. So if nobody really would have went out there, did she go a little bit too late? Obviously, this garbage of a man who committed this atrocity. It wasn't his prints, and he got to her before. He actually hits her one time, they said, and then he goes in his car and comes back.
Yeah.
A lot of the people. So there's a corner. If you're looking at the building from, like, let's say I'm looking at the screen right here, the corner. She disappears in the corner real quick. So if anybody went to the window at one point, they probably figured it was a couple arguing and everybody went away. They didn't hear nothing. And then he waited for him and came back out of his car and basically finished her off. But there was a lot. It was like all of a sudden thing. And there was people in that building that, in fact, didn't get involved. Not everybody got involved. Right. And I remember that part of Queens. I remember going there as a kid, going to movies, and there was a lot of victims of the concentration camps. You could see sometimes the tattoo numbers. That's becoming a thing of the past as we get older, obviously. And in that building alone, they were saying there was a lot of Holocaust survivors who were just freaked out on authority to begin with. They just didn't want to get involved, you know. But the ones that did, it wasn't like everybody just stood in the house and didn't do nothing. The other thing, and the brother wanted answers. If the brother was this was, I think, maybe 10 years ago. This documentary came out. Check it out, people. It's pretty cool. It's called Witness. Witness? Yes, The Witness. And there's that famous picture of Kitty Genovese, the one that you see, the pretty lady, really pretty lady, right? And that's her mugshot. That's her mugshot.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that's her mugshot, because when she was working behind the bar, this is a photo of her there. She was doing numbers or doing some kind of sports book or something behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And the most famous image of her is this image, which is actually her mugshot. Now, I know someone's going to ask, any relation to Vito and those guys? I don't know. I mean,
the brother debunked that. No, absolutely not. Because the son of the actual perpetrator in that case went to meet with the brother of Kitty Genovese, and he, the son was like, I was really reluctant to come see you because my friends were telling me, and he was some kind of pastor or reverend. Because my boys were telling me that you guys were related to the Genovese family, and the brother said, no, that's absolutely not true. That's a very common last name, Genovese. I know it's, we affiliate it with the one of the 5 families, but at the end of the day, it just means somebody who's from Geneva.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I had talked about this, I always got people asking. That's the only reason why I brought it up. But so, I always have stuff for you. Queen's barmaid stabbed, dies. Attractive 28-year-old brunette had given up more. So another thing about Kitty Genovese was she was an early soldier in the lesbian army too, huh?
Yes, she was. She was in the what would be today the LGBT community. Um, was she out? I don't think as much as people. I don't think she was that outed. Matter of fact, some of her family learned after that she did have a woman she was involved with.
Yeah,
And
I've seen that woman speak before too. They've interviewed her as well.
yes. She said she was a very stern woman, tough woman. Like she would be taking bets at a small bar there in Forest Hills or Kew Gardens, so on the cusp there. And real tough woman and a nice woman. One of the patrons went on to say that when his daughter or son was born, that she went with him to the hospital, and she was that type of person, real loved. Unfortunate what happened to her. But let's talk about this perpetrator piece of shit. I don't want to give him light, but what do you got about him?
So Winston Mosley, this guy is a creep. I think the last time I spoke about him, I called him the Candy Man. I mean, he is just very demonic looking individual. I always found him to be very, very sinister looking. This is him around the time of the arrest. This is a guy who lived in Ozone Park, had a regular job. And I think he had become obsessed with like prowling the neighborhood late at night. He had kids. He was married. I don't recall what he did. I don't know if he worked for some electronics company or something like that, right? But he had a job, seemingly, aside from the way he may look, seemingly normal. So he gets picked up for this, and this is the weird thing about the story. When he gets picked up, Frank, he starts like admitting to other things. This Barbara Kralik incident, he admits to killing a woman by the name of Barbara Kralik. Now the cops say that this kid here is the one that admits to it. Alvin the Monster Mitchell is a street gang tough. Broods stay away from the Queens County Jail waiting trial for the stabbing of a 15-year-old Springfield Garden Queens girl last July. So they got Alvin Mitchell for it. And then Winston Mosley says he did it. But then there's other there's an idea that he had probably killed other people, but he had never been convicted for anything else aside from this incident. So
Until 68.
Until 1968, when Winston, and that's when this photo is from, actually. This is from 1968. So that's a few years after that. So while he's incarcerated, he's being transferred to a hospital, surgery hospital upstate. And he manages to escape. While he escapes, he is a fugitive. 2 days, I think, somewhere between 2 to 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
He's living in some abandoned place. He's hiding out. He goes into one house. He ties up a man, and he has his way with the man's wife as the husband is tied up.
Right.
He then ultimately makes his way away from that house after doing what he does there. He holds up a woman in her house. He takes a woman hostage, this woman right here, for 3 hours. He's got this woman hostage. Even you can see this woman talking about it for the news interview. Her eyes are like bugged out of her head, having to stare at this fucking freakazoid, right? So
Garbage.
this is a guy who is the epitome of a fucking monster. I mean, a very bad dude. Later on, Mr. Winston Mosley would have the honor of partaking in the Attica riots. He would be a part. He'd be a part of the Attica riots. What his general role in it was? How much did he do? How much did he have to do with it? Was he violent? Was he hiding out? I don't know. But he was there.
Right, he was, and he's been lucky in life. He escaped the death penalty, and they got away with that other. They just should have killed him. That's and he was one of the longest convicts, prisoners in the New York jail system, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he passed away, and I think 16 or 17. And at the time, he was the longest serving. I believe he was the longest serving. He had like something like 47, 48 years, something like that.
Wow.
Very long time incarcerated.
Yeah.
And where he belonged. And, later on, I found like this piece that he wrote for the New York Times later on talking about, I made mistakes. The Attica riots, they taught me so much about life and who I am and this and that, trying to get fucking sympathy and all this other things. Obviously it didn't work. I mean, the guy's a fucking monster. So
And a liar.
And a liar. And yeah, this is him, Winston Mosley. Piece of shit.
He tried to convince his son, or his family rather, that he wasn't there. He drove the guy who killed Chitty, but he wasn't the one who actually did it.
Yeah.
So he was just like I said, just garbage. The world's a better place without him.
Yeah, and he got to live into his 80s. Yeah. Sitting in prison. Interesting life. He's one of the Pharrell Albert Fish. Yeah, Albert
He
Fish.
looks like Pharrell, yeah.
Another monster, Albert Fish. Another sick fuck. Albert Fish.
Where Pharrell went to school with a very popular content creator right now. Went to the same high school.
Who?
Virginia Beach.
Really? They went to high school together?
They didn't go to high school together. They went to the same high school. Princess Anne High School in Virginia Beach. See that, Loman? You can't get away from me. You probably can bullshit other people, but not me.
Oh, they went to the same high school. Interesting.
Do you think he went to school in Rhode Island?
I don't know where the fuck he went to school.
Canarsie.
I know he didn't go to school in Canarsie or the Lower East Side. I know that's for sure.
Princess Anne. Shout out to Princess Anne High School in Virginia Beach. And if you're listening, Loman, shout out to you too.
Yeah. Canarsie. I don't know where that came from, but it's none of my fucking business. Let me put it to you like this, ladies and gentlemen. As a New York City, born and bred, raised in New York City person, I would never wear a shirt with another neighborhood on it. So the idea that somebody would call themselves by another neighborhood was always pretty bizarre to me. Like you would never see me wearing a Canarsie shirt. I'm not from there. I didn't grow up in Canarsie. It's just, I don't know. I just wouldn't do that. I don't know. It's just the way I am. I wouldn't wear a fucking Brownsville, Brooklyn shirt. I don't Brownsville. My grandmother and my grandfather from Brownsville, but still, I wouldn't. It's just I wouldn't do it. It doesn't feel right. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I get it.
He's under Bruno Faccioli. Yeah.
Geographical Jeff. That's his new nickname.
I know you're not a fan, but I think he puts out some good content.
Who's that?
Giacomo Amano said that.
About Loman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I mean, he should stick to what he does and not make himself sound like what he's not. That's what I think people get annoyed at.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Is that right?
It's probably the stories he tells about himself and everything outside his knowledge of history. That's probably what it really is. I mean, I don't have to say probably. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. I don't think people make fun of him for his knowledge of history. I think people make fun of him for the other stuff. But
he's easy to make fun of. I mean, some of these stories are just freaking absurd.
Was he related to Peach? Yeah, I don't know.
So 64.
The
Beatles arrived in New York in 64. There's that famous Shea Stadium concert.
They did two at Shea. Was 66? They did two. Did they do two at Shea?
I believe they did one, but I don't
really
know. Yeah, the one they did for, check it out. I mean, but the one everybody remembers is where
the 64 one.
Young women are pulling their hair out and Paul, John, Ringo, and George just rocking it.
66. Oh, it came out in 66. Maybe that's why I said that.
What, the album?
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let's figure this out.
Sure. Let me say hi to some people. Hey, Ro, sister, ready. The real mob content dude. Frank, so what you're saying, if he was in the life, his title would be? Confibliere. I like that. BTF coming up with some good stuff. Yep. Philly Bob, what's up? David Price, my man. And Matt, what's up, brother?
No, so they played there. They performed there in 65.
Not 64?
No, they performed there in 65.
Wow.
Because it opened in 64.
Philly Bob says 65. And I'm
65.
I'm gonna go both. For some reason I thought it was 64.
That might have been let me see. There might be a reason why that sticks out to you. So that's when they appeared on Ed Sullivan, though, 64.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, which is a major, Sammy Burley on Vlad TV recently that Alan Kaiser's sister is suing him. Okay. Is she really?
Good.
I can't talk about that. He's got someone of a sister or something. She wants money, Bo.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's an innocent victim. We talk about this all the time. I'm a little too much, actually, but it's never enough, I guess. If you
Harry. Jesus.
You didn't get that? That's funny shit.
No, I was looking up the fucking history of the Beatles. I'm sorry.
What year did the Beatles break up? Was it 70?
They were, I think what was Let It Be, like 69 or something? I think they were done for sure. They were done for sure by 69, 70.
Yeah, John was so far gone, and with the theatrics, the fucking Yoko was playing and all that other shit, they were done.
You know what my favorite is? When you got Chuck Berry and John Lennon and Yoko is on stage screaming and shit.
Yeah, she sounded like they put a knife in her.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
You see Chuck Berry's fucking face? He was like...
Yeah. But even like in the footage, you see the Beatles like recording studios. It's like she's always has to be there and shit. I don't know. It's a little weird.
Sitting on fucking Paul McCartney's amp. He was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
That's a great series. I caught it on what was it, Hulu or Disney Plus? That whole Let It Be documentary was pretty good.
Oh, speaking of Let It Be, this is too fucking funny. Sammy was on another podcast. He was on a podcast with a comedian, Ryan Sickler, who I watch every once in a while. I'll watch his thing. Mm-hmm. And I was just surprised to see that collaboration, whatever, right?
Right.
And he's talking about, what was the hit he does? The first one? Was it Colucci?
I think it's Colucci. They're
with
in
the Columbos?
Yeah.
And he was still with the Columbos in the car. And he goes like this, I swear to God.
He goes, I put the gun to his head, Bo. The Beatles, Let It Be, was playing in the car. And I fucking blew it.
Wouldn't that like deter you not to kill this fucking guy? There's certain songs that probably would fucking make me think about what I was about to do. Being in that situation and putting a gun behind somebody's head.
Bro, what the fuck? You think his Hollywood brain just made that shit up? Let It Be was fucking playing when he blew the guy's head off. That's too fucking funny. That's not funny, but it's funny.
Not a way, yeah. Yeah.
Let It Be was
gonna say it. Beatles is the most overrated ever. I could defend that in court. Glorified, boy. You know what's overrated when people? I'm no fence splitter, but a lot of people say that, and I understand a lot of the early Beatles stuff is very poppy. But I think Beatles from like
67,
66, 7 on, I think it was very good.
Psychedelic Beatles.
I mean, you can't say like fucking the White Album is a pop album or Revolver. You can't say that's a pop album. Rubber Soul is a little poppy, which is my favorite. But I'm not a staunch like Beatles protector, so I really don't care. But I think when people say that, I don't really agree with it. But I'm not a Beatles freak. I love the Rolling Stones as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure.
No, the early stuff is cool, but I can understand if people want to say that's boy band shit. But I think as a general rule, to just say like their whole catalog is like some poppy boy band shit, I don't know about that. But I like weird music too from that era. Like Velvet Underground is like one of my favorite bands ever. I'm a big Lou Reed fan.
Gotcha.
And that's just like fucking weird stuff, right? I love The Doors.
Doors. Doors pretty good. I mean,
The Doors is
my two British fans of that generation, I'd have to go with the Kinks. They said
Kinks, of course.
the Rolling Stones, there's the Beatles, and then there's the Kinks. Not in that order. People always said, and the other ones are the Animals. I like the Animals. They had that
Eric Burden,
good stuff.
Eric Burden is an interesting guy. Oh, he's still alive, actually. I don't say is. I haven't fucking seen him around in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. But David Bowie, all that stuff. He's late 69 or something. Came around.
Bowie?
Yeah, I think Space Oddity might have came out in like 69 or something like that. It's like a different version. It's like a different version of it that he came out with in like
Ziggy Stardust. You're talking about the Ziggy Stardust days.
This was before that,
yeah. What was I gonna say?
I
mean, technically, a lot of people. There's three bands. There's the Beatles, there's the Rolling Stones. Again, not in that order, and then there's the Led Zeppelin being the third best rock groups of all time. I love Led Zeppelin. I like all of them, but I have my favorites.
Yeah, I can't listen to Led Zeppelin. I appreciate the music of Led Zeppelin. I do not like Robert Plant. He annoys me.
Really?
I can't fucking stand him. I love Hendrix. I can't stand Robert Plant. He annoys me. He fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Robert Plant?
Yeah.
Really?
Very annoying. But also and Proletarian said this is not a hipster take, but this is not a hipster take either. But I listen to a lot of like old blues stuff as well. And I see I don't know, it's just too fucking weird for me. His voice is annoying. I think if the word baby was never existed, he probably wouldn't have a career as many fucking times as he has to say that fucking word. I think he jocked Janis Joplin a little bit, I think. I just don't get down with it. I really don't get down with it. I like Black Sabbath over Led Zeppelin. Let's put it that way. I'll take Sabbath over Zeppelin, but that's just me.
I like Sabbath myself, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you catch that funeral for Ozzy?
I saw some photos of all of them crying and stuff. Yeah.
She was distraught. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people showed up to Ozzy's, rightfully so. He was a legend, and he did a lot for the community, apparently. So,
there was a whole like fucking parade in Birmingham or something.
Yeah.
Those guys grew up rough, man. Too. They ain't no fucking pretty boys over there. Growing up in Birmingham, fucking post World War II. Frank, I got a very important Italian American question for you. Heard you mention chapadels in the Guzzo episode. What are they?
Chapadels, they're shoes.
Chapadels. Okay.
They're them shoes. They're going out Guido shoes. Like Capizios. I'm putting on my scapadels. Scarpadels.
How did Ozzy make it this long? I don't know. Same way Keith Richards is, I guess. Same way Keith is.
Oh, yeah. Rock royalty for sure. The English, they do it right, man. The British invasion was real.
Cream's great. Cream.
A three-piece band. I like Cream.
Yeah. I was watching something on Ginger Baker today. Ginger Baker. I saw Cream, by the way, in 2005 at the Garden when they came back for a reunion. Yeah, I still have the poster from the show. They came back and got together. That's actually the concert that I saw Tim Curry at when I was at, when he was walking by.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to see them. The only one alive now is Eric Clapton, but Ginger Baker is fucking insane, dude. Not only an insane drummer, but do you know that when he left kind of music and he was like being a freak, he fucking went to the mountains of Tuscany and lived in a fucking rundown shack. And he had like his own olive farm trying to do olive oil. And I guess the local mob or whatever the fuck it was didn't take kind to him. And before you know it, they whacked his dog. and he had to basically skip out of there. He fucking came back back to the United States. So he had an issue with the Paisans over there in Italy. I guess they were like, "Who the fuck is this weird guy? This tall fucking ginger, look literally a ginger. Not only is he Ginger Baker, but he's a fucking ginger. This pale ginger who looks like a freak. What is he doing up on this hill in this fucking farm? Maybe they thought he was stealing drugs or whatever it was. But yeah, a real whacked out dude, but fucking amazing drummer.
Gotcha. Philly Bob, Frank, you've seen a lot of things in the life. Obviously, what was the craziest thing you ever seen? If I could ask, I try, now that I got my show, I'm trying to keep it as most honest with you guys as popular. Something I probably not really, for lack of words, proud of myself. I was involved in, but just remember, my mind was in a different place. I wanted to be somewhere. I wanted to be something I never got to be anyway. But it's probably watching an accomplice of mine cut somebody's throat,
which we'll talk about. Clapton for fan. My license plate was Layla.
So much for music, right?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I think Dylan is playing Jones Beach this weekend. Is that right? That should be a good one.
Which one? What happened?
Silver Ginger Baker. Oh, okay.
You can't accuse me of not being honest.
No, we're going to talk about that event. We're going to be talking about that. So you wanted to, 1964, let's move on. Let's get into some organized crime. Let's get away from the music and let's get into some organized crime. So something else happened in 64. Tell me your opinions on this. This is something, I'm not well schooled too much on all this stuff. Look at that, NYPD. Wanted as the alleged victim of a kidnapping. So, Bonanno, he's kidnapped.
Yes, he is. He's kidnapped. He's abducted, and nowhere to be found. What happened? What happened with him? He thought he was gonna get whacked, so he wanted to know what was going on. So he took a little siesta. Did he get kidnapped? Absolutely not. And how long was he out there for?
They say he resurfaced in like 66 or something.
Yeah, like 18 months later.
Yeah.
But there you go. But it was during the Bonanno War of the 60s. And we talked about this already, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it seems that that plan was brewing once that Carmine Galante gets 12 years on a drug case in 62. And he pretty much was a target, Bonanno. Do they kill Bonanno? Do they kill Bonanno if he's out there at the time? He kidnapped himself. Yes, Giacomo Amato. he was in that war, but Giacomo was there.
He's a rat before he's a rat.
Yeah. But Joe Bonanno told him to leave for 18 months and not come back because they're gonna be a problem.
If he no Messino, he killed the Zumo, he killed him first.
Yeah. Edwin Jimenez kidnapped Joe Bonanno.
This is a family kidnapping.
This had to be done. Angel Gotti, how are you? I did it for your father. If you don't know Edwin Jimenez, he's very popular on the Angel Gotti show, among other lunatics. So check him out.
Frank, I think a guy named No Joe kidnapped Joe Bonanno.
Yeah.
I think it was No Show Jones. That's who did it.
I got a very good friend of mine. So one of the Krieger brothers was, I don't think it was the one that represented Gotti on his last case, but one of the Krieger brothers, and they were out of New England, represented Bonanno on that case, on those subpoenas on, when he got subpoenaed to the courts. And my friend, I want to bring him on one day. My friend Henry, he is a student of one of the Krieger brothers. He's also a lawyer. He's a lot older, obviously, than myself. And I'd like to bring him on one day to discuss the Krieger brothers. They're very interesting.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And I met this guy, believe it or not, in the Witness Protection Program, and we became friends, and we're friends since. So that'll be cool. Every time I always forget though, I gotta write it down.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Danny Trio scooped Bonanno. Yeah. I fucked John Hainline's ass. Frank, a lot of us grew up in the areas that made us who we are, Frank. I love my old hood. I grew up in Frank still to this day. When I go back home to visit family, I go there and visit family. Excuse me, family's still there. Yeah. Philly Bob, Frank, you're a good people. There's no lying in you. You're totally honest. You're a good soul. I can tell. There you go.
Now I just have no reason to bullshit. But when I was in that life, it was necessity sometimes.
Okay. A lot of people is talking about weed. Frank, you smoked a lot of weed when you were a teenager in your 20s? It wasn't really a thing?
Nah, I didn't like it. It made me too paranoid.
How about your friends? Were they puffing blunts a lot, or was it really a thing?
I had a friend of mine who smoked a lot of weed. Great guy, by the way. And I'd smoke with him sometimes. And I had some of the best laughs ever, man. We would make up shit like to each other and just laugh all fucking night. There was one guy, he worked at a butcher shop, this friend of mine. So there was this one lady that came in and she was bragging about her son. Like, my son, he's friends with everybody. He's a businessman. She had little high heels and like she wanted to be a flunky, a mob flunky, so fucking bad. And talking about how her son was a good businessman. Let's put it that way. And we just laugh at me. Like look at a flunky. She's proud of her son for having gangster friends, and it's kind of made me feel like maybe she wanted that, So there was another guy that was like a fucking knock around guy, and we had gotten drunk. That's not drunk, but high. That one day we're hanging out in this fucking car. And I said, that fucking little bitch at the fucking shop today? He goes, yeah. What about her? She sucked off homeboy. I just made that shit up, and it sounded so fucking funny that we stood in the car and laughed for about 35 fucking minutes. But I said it in Sicilian, which made it more fucking funny. I used the real slang, and I said, "Isn't that bitch that sucked off?" It wasn't true at all, but we just fucking lost it,
All right, so you're pro-gay.
It was funny shit, okay. Proletarian.
Proletarian on parole. All right, let's see. Frank, a little ironic that Bonanno and Magdalena was mostly connected with collaborators in Canada before Rizzuto's rise. Controni, Papaglia, Violi, etc. Thoughts?
No, I mean, no, not really. I think they were a little bit older than the Rizzutos, or Vito Rizzuto. I know his dad was there, but the power actually came more from Vito. I mean, it was like, having that ball player that was okay, and then his son was just a legend. Same thing with the Rizzutos, with with Vito being the powerhouse, and the Catronis were there for a while too. So no, I mean that's what they had to deal with. I didn't find it ironic.
Yeah, and sorry I didn't mention it earlier. For anyone who hasn't been looking at our community posts, Proletarian he's started to do little write-ups, little essays that he writes, and he's submitting them to our channel. We posted one on Salvatore Giuliano. It's over on the community posts right now. If you go there right now, you'll see the picture of Giuliano with Genovese, right? Genovese, right?
Yeah.
Why am I having a fucking brain fart?
No, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. And go check it out. Please check out the posts. Por favor.
I like the DL. The DL says you need the Let It Be clip of Sammy.
Thank you, Philly Bob. Hold on one second. Where's the you need to let it be clip? Yeah, I think so. I finally watched the Salvatore Giuliano. Thanks for the recommendation. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it was really good, huh? Cool, good movie. Subtitles, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I
Let It Be was playing.
Let It Be was playing when Juliana got whacked.
Thank you, Philly Bob.
Charlie Brown, He's a Clown was playing. Take out the papers and the trash.
No one goes in the bathroom unless they lose them. Yeah. There's no. We're all members here. All right. So let's see. What do you want to get to next? So I know you wanted to talk about a couple of other things. All right. So
yeah.
What about the character Nino Ristretto? What's with this guy?
We're jumping the gun, but let's do it.
No, what are we missing?
We're missing the Mississippi burn.
Okay, that's true. Mississippi burn. Let me ask the chat. That's a good one. That's a good point. Let's ask the chat. Fish, what's going on?
Mr. Fish. We got to bring Fish.
You know what's funny, Fish? I sent Nadu in a text your TikTok. He didn't get back to me, so I don't know if he was happy about it, but whatever. So Jeff knows, though. He knows that you're on TikTok. Brooklyn Ice. I found you on there. Brooklyn Ice.
Mr. Fish, Brooklyn Ice. And
what do you want, cuz? You want rainbow? You little prick.
What do you want?
What the fuck he's doing? Yeah, but he's got like 17,000 something subs over there.
What he has?
He's got like over 17,000 followers on TikTok.
Who?
Fish.
I like it.
Brooklyn Ice. Yeah, so I sent it to him to do, but I don't know if he was happy about it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So guys, the story of Greg Scarpa being sent down to Mississippi to handle almost 20,000 now. Shit, look at that. To handle the Mississippi burning situation with the KKK. Now, Lindley Del Vecchio, you would say later in an interview that it was true. When, you know, the crooked FBI agent that miraculously avoided prison.
Yeah,
he would say that it is true. To be honest, I'm on the fence. I'm not committing to the idea that it's even true. I don't know.
Yeah, that FBI agent right there. You know, he used my a part of my sentencing letter in his book.
What?
Yeah, he wrote a book like that. He was victimized because he was just Italian, and I said that, you know, I apologize to the Italians that were misplaced or you know, but it's stereotypes of the mafia, and he says that I had gotten it right, you know, like people like me being accused for shit I didn't do, and him being Italian just because he's Italian.
Wait, he said who got it right?
I got it right.
He mentions your name?
Yeah, in his book.
Lindley Del Vecchio?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I was apologizing to the Italian people for always getting those stereotypes that we get in the movies for people like me that was doing things like
yeah,
and majority of Italians that are good people were catching a black guy. So he took that statement I had made, he caught it from a newspaper, and incorporated to himself. That is like, you know, there you go. You see, I'm an Italian, and just because I'm an Italian, I get victimized, you know, by this mob stuff. You know what I mean? So I felt like writing him back. I go, look, you're in the same shoes I am, you motherfucker. All right, don't be using what I said and make this. Huh?
He's fucking lucky, that motherfucker.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
You know,
he set up people.
Say it again.
He set up people. He set up people to get killed.
Yeah.
You know,
I would say so. And you know, Henry Borelli, when he was sentenced, he played that Italian shit too. He said, "I'm guilty of being Italian." No, he didn't apologize. He said that's why he's guilty. He's like, I'm only guilty of being Italian. That's what he said.
No, no, I basically, you know, apologized, you know, to those people, not to the court, to those people that I knew, the good people that I left in my neighborhood. There was a lot of them, you know. And I'll get to that too, but when we talk next about these articles that people write and they implicate people of being part of something when they're not, you know. So we'll take it from there. Working class Italians really don't like the mafia. small business owners were shaken down too. Yeah, I mean,
No, they weren't. No, Michael Franzese said that's not true.
what would he say?
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell?
He goes, when he did the sit down with Sammy or whoever the fuck, it might have been Patrick Bet David. He's like, we never extorted people. We didn't do that. You know, we didn't hurt some people in there. You know, we didn't do that.
The Colombo family is one of the worst. Are you kidding?
Fucking asshole.
He should
That's
know
when
better.
I cut ties. Not that I had any ties with him, but that's when I was like, you know what? Fuck Mike. This guy's fucking stupid. I can't listen.
You know, we could make a show about him and the 10 biggest fucking Fugazi statements he's made. I like the guy. I think he's one of the better guys on these content creator level, but he still believes he didn't talk.
Okay, I mean, didn't talk. I mean, he did though.
Yeah, but I don't know how
he sat in fucking congressional hearings on Russian gas scams and whatever it may be. He testified to the origin of the gas scam. He laid it all out.
Yeah, there's actually.
You should just say, yes, I did talk, but I never put a gangster away, or so. I don't know. He says, who was that guy? What was that entertainment business guy?
Bet David.
No, not PBD. The guy that he got in trouble. The guy that they say
the Jewish guy.
The guy that he said he ratted on.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
His name. Whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but yeah. So
Norby Walters. There you go.
Thank you, Matt.
Norby Walters. Yeah. You hit it on the nose, Brett, and I do have a big nose. Norby Walters, King James. What's going on? What is that, King James? Is that a what the fuck is that? Is that like an engine? Like the fuck you call it? No, I'm stupid. Whatever.
We totally drift out of the lane on this one. We were talking about the Mississippi burning, and then we went to.
Oh well, I want to get people. Yeah, we're taking temperatures over here. We're taking temperatures, so we want to know.
I'll explain what temperature.
I want to take some temperatures here. We want to know. Do you guys believe that? Do you believe that cylinder head? That's what I thought. That's what I meant to say, guy. Thank you. Fucking, I'm out of it today, guys. LS7 cylinder head. Okay, nice. Do you think it's true that Greg Scarpa went down there? Do you buy that? Obviously, they're making a movie about it. The engine builder. Nice. Very nice. I never built engines. I used to have a 86 Monte Carlo SS with the T-tops with a small block 350 in it. So you know it originally came with a 305, but I bought it from a guy who put a 350 in it. Wish I still had it. I'm an asshole. Don't have it anymore. Anyway, moving right along. So Half Day of the Jackal says, no fucking way. Boston Smitty says, on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Roro says he also did no work, but was a main guy. Wasn't that rule number? Well, no, I found the clip where he said he did do work. The list never existed. I found a clip where he said he did do work. Did you ever see that clip?
Franzese?
This was like a low-key clip, and I put it as a short on Crime Spot a while ago. This is one everybody forgot about. So I was looking back at when he was on Mike Tyson. Now, he was on Mike Tyson very early on when he really started doing the whole Mafia tube thing, right? When Mike Tyson had that smoke box, whatever the fuck podcast he had. When I say early on, I'm saying his interview with Tyson, it's got to be 5 or 6 years old at this point. Probably a good 6 years, right?
Right.
So Mike Tyson goes like this.
So have you ever been in a room where, you know, they had to like put somebody down, you know, and you had to be there? And he's like, yeah, it was. It's tough. It's tough.
So Mike Tyson asked him if you were ever in a room where they had to like whack somebody and put someone down. And he said, yeah. He goes, yeah, it's tough. It was tough. So what is that?
It's like, you ever been there? You ever been there when somebody got whacked? Did you ever get somebody whacked in front of your face in the room?
I was, Mike. I was.
You know what gets me is in that era that he wanted so badly to be part of that life. I don't know how he wouldn't figured out that one day his number would come up, that he would have to do some work either with him or somebody. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't like, no, I don't want to do it or whatever. He was so far up his father's.
I don't want to do it, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I want to be part of this, like, but I want to have blanks. I want to shoot blanks. You know, yeah.
Well, there was the one, the Champagne Larry murder, Larry Carosa. That was the
Right.
guy that had his sister hooked on junk.
Right. That was he. Was he involved in that?
Isn't there some idea that he was involved in that somehow?
I don't know.
Hotboxing. There you go. Hotboxing. Yeah. Does anybody remember that one? The Champagne Larry murder?
No. Just the nickname alone. Champagne Larry. What are you walking around with, a fucking champagne bottle? Wait for a nice opportunity to uncork his champagne.
Oh, I think he said he was the driver but didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Larry Carosa, Champagne Larry murder.
Yeah, little Champagne Larry when he got uncorked. Champagne Larry.
The Reddit sleuth suggests the guy Michael clipped. I believe Mike was involved in killing his friend. He didn't. Yeah, that's the Larry Carosa. It was like his best friend, but he got his sister like hooked on junk or something. Larry Carosa, yeah. Champagne Larry.
Champagne Larry.
Let's pull up a picture of this guy. Let's pull up a picture of Champagne Larry.
You got
and then we'll get to the Sicilian stuff. I wonder if I type in Champagne Larry, what would come up? Wow, he comes up right away. He's the only Champagne Larry to ever exist.
I'm thinking of a thick gold chain and
Nah. He actually looks like what does he look like?
a game show host of the 70s.
He looks like fucking
Champagne.
Looks like Champagne Larry. Looks like fucking Rudolph Valentino. There he is, Champagne Larry. All right, so that's Champagne Larry. Right there.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently, he was murdered. Not apparently, he was murdered, and he had Mikey Gas Pump's sister hooked on junk. So here's on Reddit. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Champagne Larry Carosa and Michael Franzese. Let's see what they're talking about on Reddit. Franzese looks like Mr. Bean. Franzese is never mind. All right, well that's him right there, and he was murdered.
Right.
Yeah. So that's that.
Champagne Larry.
He had to go. Anyway. Reminds me of an old computer game called Leisure Suit Larry. Wow.
So back to what do we got on the Mississippi burning?
Thank you. It seems like some people are on the fence. I don't know if anybody has mentioned in the chat that they 100% believe it.
Really? That was the
He
murder
had her on the Bolivian market. Oh, it was cocaine? Oh, I thought it was heroin. Okay, he had her on coke. All right.
That was the murder of those poor kids out of New York City, I believe. The three civil rights activists.
Yeah.
And they went down to make this world a better place, and just got overtaken by hate, and they disappeared. They disappeared on where is it? In June 21st of 1964. So there's going to be a movie about this incident. You know that?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg is playing Greg Scarpa. What do you think about that?
I think he could do it. He could pull it off. I always had a problem with that. There was such at that point in 64, the FBI still were having this squeaky clean reputation of not getting involved in certain crimes. So for people who believe Scarpa was involved, J. Edgar Hoover try to avoid those situations, and they said they sent an informant to do their dirty work, to basically go to one of these guys that last seen one of these police officers that were, if you want to call them cops, they were nothing but a bunch of racist priests down there in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And they were the last to see these kids. So apparently they sent Scarpa to one of these cops' house, and he went there with a pair of pliers and a couple of guys, and they put him up to his balls. And they said, either you fucking tell us where the car is, or these kids are, not the car, these kids are, because we're gonna kill you. And I knew a girl from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Her parents grew up there and everything. They said that this guy who they harassed later committed suicide. Or they wanted to know what happened to these kids. All right, rightfully so. And I don't, and because he never let it down. They let his boys down, you know. Fuck him. But anyway, they dug like 60 feet and they found the car. That's why I'm like, if it wasn't Scarpa who got to this guy, somebody did. Maybe the feds or somebody.
Well, yeah. And like Ross says, Doug Ross, I think his wife, Linda Shiro, I think, well, there he goes, Boston Smitty. Yeah. Didn't Linda Shiro claim to be there? Yeah, she did, I believe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they dug like 60 feet. They needed a big ass equipment, digging equipment to get that car out. They didn't. Somebody did something. You know, you don't go through the trouble of digging the evidence like that, and then all of a sudden something comes out unearthed. Unearthed. I don't know. I'm on the fence too. I just, at the end of the day, I just don't see the feds actually going that route, doing crimes together with the not the J. Edgar Hoover feds, together with the Mafia.
FBI had Operation COINTELPRO from 1950 to 1972, where they infiltrated criminal subversive organizations, created chaos, internal dissension, promoted assassinations and beatings. Yeah. Giacomo Amato. I think it was some make-a-believe, at least at the Scarpa part. Good point.
Yeah, but right. Okay, I get that, but somebody did something. Somebody did something to this piece of shit fucking racist cop.
Well, who was it, the one that found the bodies? One of the KKK guys? Not. Who then was the one that found the bodies? One of the KKK guys. Well, they got tipped off. Well, whoever the informant is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came from somewhere, yeah. Oh, by the way, I have that Michael Franzese clip. Maybe let me guys know if you could hear it.
Just enjoyed that. And there's other guys that just did what they had to do. I mean, we were all capable. We had to do it. So it's.
Were you ever in a room like in a basement, you saw a guy get put to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be a trip, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
You heard that, right? You ever in the basement where they had to put a guy down, put him to sleep? Yeah.
Maybe he just told Mike Tyson that because he didn't want to get
but before that, he said we all had to do it. We were all capable. We all had to do it. Let's play that again. All right. Listen. Let's play it again. Listen.
There were some guys that I know that just enjoyed that. And there's other guys that just did what they had to do. I mean, we were all capable. We had to do it. So it's.
Were you ever in a room like in a basement, you saw a guy get put to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be a trip, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
All right. That must have been Shane Van Larry.
He's a big fan of Murder Incorporated because they were from his neighborhood.
Yeah, Brownsville, yeah.
Yeah.
They had those Jewish guys over there, the Lepke Buchwalter.
Yeah.
They had the Lepke Buchwalter.
And Jimenez.
And they threw Abe Relish off the building.
Abe Relish.
They
threw him right off the fucking place. You know what I mean?
That was the Coney Island, man.
What was the second time he did homework for feds? I think it hurts something else for the feds somewhere. I don't know. There was a break there, and Lindley Del Vecchio was the one that kind of revived it because he wasn't an informant. From the 60s, till fucking he died of AIDS or whenever they busted him. There was a gap there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they recruit him back into the fold, basically.
But check out his book. I got he got 2 of my lines in there.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I got to look that up.
Yeah.
What did he say in closing? I'd like to go to Frank Fiordolino and what he said.
Yeah, he's like the foreman apologized to the good people of the Italian community for, and he makes himself like he's one of them. You know?
Yeah. Do a deep dive on Mikey Muscles. I've done that already. I've done that one. I got a lot of information on Mikey Muscles. Oh, you're saying for this channel? Yeah. I got some good information on Mikey Muscles. You like that impersonation, Matt? That in the PBD? Yeah. So let me get this straight. Did you kill Champagne Larry Carosa? Boston Smitty. He started with Nino Villano, then a slight break until Lynn. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. And it's funny. He's like, I missed it, Ball. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of info on Mikey Muscles. If you go to my Crime Spot, one of my live streams, I actually show police documents where he's mentioned as somebody who's into young boys. It has nothing to do with the Ray DeMeo case. He just happens to get mentioned. Michael Muscles, Flatbush, and then I have since come into more intel from people who lived around there and from Pete the Pick LaFrosia. Mikey Muscles, he was like a bodybuilding sick son of a bitch who they tried to kill him like twice. Apparently, he was a pederast. He liked young boys. Mm-hmm. And there's a story that when they murdered him at the Gemini or wherever they murdered him, somebody stuck a broomstick up his ass. I don't know, some fucking shit. Who the hell knows? Someone stuck a broomstick up his ass. Yeah.
Middle 77. Mike Tyson grew up with John Sally of the NBA. John Sally went to Canarsie High. He was a very good basketball. Well, obviously, he was an NBA player, but with the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, they were good friends. He used to tell everybody that he knew Mike Tyson in the locker room. Great story, right?
Yeah.
John Sally, and they're like, yeah, all right, whatever. So one day he was playing in Madison Square Garden, and Mike Tyson just comes in the locker room just like a straight-out thug. He's like, what's up, John Sally? What's going on? And as he's leaving, he asks Isaiah Thomas, he wants his sneakers.
Yeah.
It was like, here you go, motherfucker. He goes, can I have your sneakers, you know? And then he walks out. John Sally goes, I told you I knew him, you know. They're from Brooklyn. But that was in Mike Tyson heyday.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Going back to Mikey Muscles, Half Day of the Jackal, not to go off topic. But, you know, I had gotten 3 different emails over the years from different people telling me stories about him, Jackal. And one of the stories that one guy told me was that he was like outside of White Castle, or he would work security somewhere, and somebody shot him in the fucking head, right? And he lived. For however reason, this guy lived. And I just took the story as like, okay, whatever. Then one day I'm talking to Pete the Pick. He's like, I couldn't believe it. One night I was picking up my mother. She was working at a White Castle. And this fucking guy got shot in the head right in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, I guess it is a true story. So apparently he's been shot in the head. Then they tried to kill him at like a gambling spot. And then they finally got him and they sleepy hollowed him, as they say.
Right.
Yo, Ranger fan, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Sorry.
All right, let's get to this. You guys want to know our more recent mob stuff? That
okay, yeah. Who do you want to get into?
I want to get into like a lot of people. They always bring up, and I go onto these mob websites, and I see a lot of people still bringing the narrative that the Sicilian faction of the Bonanno family was still alive. Well, they not as much now, but they're like up to 10 years ago, they would try to build that narrative. And I felt that, and I've always said it, and I'll always say it again. That died down in '84 with the Bonventry hit, the Pizza Connection. And one of the few guys that was still around, Giorgio, ends up getting killed in '99. When Joe Messina comes out, that whole fucking clique is done. There's people that were doing flunky work for people that were made. Like for example, Baldo, he stays at Baldo Amato stays at the soldier position, and he's never elevated. You know, that's because the fear that anybody that's Sicilian might retaliate and want the family back. And Joe was not going to make that happen. It just wasn't going to make it happen. But there are Sicilians that got made, and these Sicilians that were made during this time were money guys. You know, they were money guys, or their dads were money guys, and there was a lot of them. Yes, there was a couple that, I mean, with that said, though, was there guys that would clip you? One or two. I mean, I knew them. They weren't fucking total jerk offs, you know. But and even the money guys weren't jerk offs. They just weren't fucking cowboys. They weren't hitters, and Joe didn't want that. So, with that said, later on, when Joe flips, they start making a lot of Castello Medese guys again, a lot of Sicilian guys again. Some of them will blow your fucking head off, but for the most part, some of them are just not the newer ones, the ones that Joe didn't want got made. There's about 16 to about, I was doing the count, 18 made members, and mostly Bonanno guys, few Colombo, couple Gambino guys that are made out of the kids I grew up with that probably wouldn't have got made for the wrong reasons, not because they were incapable or able. Some of them, yes, but there's like 5 or 6 or 7 of them that basically wouldn't have got made. But some of them, it's not like I'm saying they're not able. Some of them are today. But getting back to that, what about Sal Mantegna? That's a perfect example. Barlow builds this kind of like crew around them of Sicilian guys that are money guys that he ends up getting made. I later find out guys that I don't know what had happened, but they were just going around doing things for him while he was in the can. Got the life, and one of them was his cousin Nino, who hello good guy. Nino was a really nice guy. He's from Italy. He worked at Grimaldi's for a while, and his cousin made him run his coffee shop eventually. Wasn't a troublemaker at all. That was it. Nino's Cafe, and someone who I was very, very close to. Someone who I very, very. That's an old picture of Nino I dug up somewhere, and Nino Estrada. And I unfortunately I seen his name mentioned as being a made member now, and he was actually in Sicily at one time, according to an Italian tabloid meeting with somebody. Let me tell you something about people from my town. They had ties with people from they were kids. Nino is probably one of the nicest guys I met in my life. You know, did he want that position? Or maybe he just doesn't want to say no. Is he related to a person in that life? Yes. Really nice guy. Always respected me. And I'm not doing this to disrespect him. I'm doing this to maybe help him. People like that, for making people make them a lot bigger than they are and avoid from getting in trouble one day. You know, another guy's Joe Bosco, who I can see he was the plumber. You know, he was a plumber when I was there. He worked the Baccarat game with me. Another one of Baldo's new invention, proteges. You know, I'm going to make this guy go out, get him made. But this guy got a little bit, he metamorphosed into a little bit of an asshole, I heard, while he was out there. And then eventually he got shelved, which is not hard to believe. I don't think, who knows? I don't think, maybe he didn't fit the criteria for that life, you know? Who else is there? There's Sandro, who was around, Vinny Asaro, also Sicilian. another money guy, but wasn't built like that either. Good guy, and that's what you were happening to see. You know, there you go, there you go. Sandro, good guy also. You know, there's Vito Grimaldi, who was old school. You know, but he also, I'm telling you, that Joe Messino did not find him threatening, and that's why he was dead. And he eventually he gets there's Joe right there. What's up, Joe?
What's up, Bo?
What's up, Bo? Hey, Bo. Yeah, no, you know, it is what it is, Bo. But
You played with me last time. Don't play with me again.
yeah. You had that. You could tell from meeting to meeting, you could see what mood he was in.
This time you played with me, yeah. I'll let you get away with it last time.
He was not good in hiding. He was pissed. When he was pissed, he was pissed.
Yeah.
You know, he was good at hiding, you know, like making people fucking dig themselves a hole, you know?
I highly doubt that. Sandro, the guy Panisi said he sat down with and abused. I don't think that.
That was the guy.
No.
He probably talked to him in an American way. That probably Sandro wasn't picking up on the vibe.
But what would he be doing? What would Panisi be doing with that guy? I don't understand.
Well, he's picking spots because Sandro's he grew up in northern Italy from a Sicilian family for Genovese police. I knew Sandro very well. One year I worked the whole year with him at a game in his place that he was renting from Joe Messina. Sandro didn't come off as a tough guy. He was an earner, and he was a statesman, a politician, if you will, like, you know.
It's got to be another guy. I think it might have been.
No. I've heard him say it. It's
oh, really?
Same. Yeah.
He abused him. He said he met him at a marina or something.
Something over
some minor beef.
Well, why didn't Panisi go abuse his captain? He could go and abuse Vinny Asaro. Why didn't he do it? Because he felt
Panisi's a Lucchese, though. It's not.
Who?
Oh, you're saying to go abuse Vinny Asaro?
Yeah, it was over somebody that said something, and he went over there. I forgot the whole fucking stuff, you know, but I remember hearing about it. It's just another Panisi fucking story, whatever.
I thought it was Sandro, the fucking Egyptian taxi driver or something, but I guess
no. That's Sandro. That's Sandro. Sandro was a funny bastard. One day I was hitting somebody. We were shooting people. There was like a group of people outside his place, and I was in a car with a paint gun, but there was like 20. I didn't mean to hit him, but I hit him right in the leg from the car. He didn't see me do it. You know, we passed by, but Vito Love was standing next to him, right? And God rest his soul, Sandro. Sandro was another guy that was a good guy, and it gets hit right in the leg with red paint, and he thought he'd gotten shot. And he said it in Northern Italian, which sounds French. He goes, "Manando spirado," you know, like this, like he had been shot. Vito looks at him, like, takes the paint off. He goes, "It's fucking paint." Oh, man. Oh,
I got hit.
He goes, I remember Bobby Glass. He goes, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" I go, "What happened?" He goes, "He came to talk to me about something." Fucking Sandro.
Good night, Philly Bob. Thank you, man.
He goes, "Sandro comes to talk to me about something, and he's got a fucking wet spot from fucking his prick all the way to his fucking knee. He probably forgot to fucking, you know, piss his pants for whatever fucking reason. He was a degenerate, you know. He was a good guy. He's just he probably was better off not being in that life, you know. But he was a captain. They made him a captain. So there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There was a lot of guys. They were the guys. And then there's guys that are there that are able. They're guys that are able. Let's not talk about them because not that I'm worried. I'm not saying that. It's just because if they're able, then I don't want to get them in trouble. But they're there. They're there. Younger kids. Anthony Aiello's friends. You know, they're no slouches. They're no slouches. But they're not have ties to the other side. Their parents are Sicilian. You know, you have Anthony's dad who's in jail, and the guy we always talk about that hopefully one day he gets out, you know. Like Sal Montaigne. Sal Montaigne was a welder. good welder, business kid, right? The Iron Man. That's how he got the nickname. He was a welder. I remember he'd always be at the coffee shops, very respectable paisan. What I mean by that, always respected the Castellabadese people, and he'd see them and all. But there was articles that his dad was made. His dad in Italy, and that's not true. Then later on, it was somebody had written that his brother was made. I remember his brother being a waiter at Baldo's restaurant out in Manhattan, Cafe Beefy. And
What was the name of it?
Cafe Beefy, Biffi. A real nice place. He was a waiter there. Really nice guy. I used to come to the coffee shop, get on Knickerbocker Avenue and get himself an espresso. Or was it that one or the other one? I worked up in Ridgewood, and then he would go to work. Then later on, I found out, they're saying that he had gotten made. I was like, all right, whatever, but I don't think so. So these narratives are created by people that are fanboys or go to not all, but go to these sites and take one story and run with it, But then you got my cousin Phil. There he goes. No hair and all. Take him off the screen.
So this is Cheech's son.
I really don't even want to look at him.
Come on.
No, I'm serious.
You got a thing with Phil's, I think.
Yeah,
you don't get on with Phil's.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm not crazy about him. Yeah, Dad had money. Dad was in control of the machines, and then he got he got made one day. He got made. Divine intervention, metamorphosed into a prick. Started talking like, he had it that way. He had it coming. Many of my friends would come to me and go, I don't know, man. You guys, I get it, but then this guy comes out and I said, I don't fucking know. I mean, not me. Bad example because I didn't make money. He knew how to make money. But it got so bad sometimes that I remember I went to visit my friend who had an ankle bracelet on. And he goes to me, well, your cousin said, not for nothing, your cousin said it's spreading a rumor that I might be talking. I said, well, no, that's not good. That's not cool. I'll go talk to him. And that's what he heard, And it just, I sometimes he had a brother-in-law that flipped on my brother and me, Sal Catalano's nephew. And that was his brother-in-law. And he always felt that people were talking about the kid. And he always felt that he misery loves company. Like, God, these guys are talking, but one day, he was always looking forward for somebody else to flip. It seemed like because they because he didn't like what was coming out. So he had a really another one who didn't belong in their life. Another one that didn't belong in their life. And but again, I'm telling you right now, I'm actually doing him a favor. If you people think this guy's somebody or the government or nothing, he's not. No. No. And that's why I'm, that's what these people do, and as far as some of these people going back home to visit certain people that might be people over there, that doesn't mean they're somebody now. You know what I mean? Sal got whacked less than 2 years after arriving in Montreal. He went around shaking down made guys in the Sheena because he was street boss in New York City. He had different factions work together to off him. He wasn't good at it. If you go up there, you don't go fucking making noise just saying because you're from New York. You bring 20, 30 fucking guys with you if you go over there, and then you start from there. You got different houses. You arm yourselves. If you want to go that direction. He just wasn't prepared. He metamorphosed him to Baldo himself. He was like Baldo in the fucking flesh. I remember Baldo used to talk like this, go like this, come into a room. He incorporated his mannerisms, his walk, his talk. And this ain't out of bitterness or hate. It's not. It's not, believe me. It's just that he created these guys So they had money. They could take care of his interest, and at the same time, didn't get him prepared for what they were there. But that's neither here nor there. And you know, I mean, you look at back to before 1985. You got the Sicilian faction. You got Tony Giordano. You got Caesar, Barlow himself. You know, these guys were serious dudes. Calogero Di Maria, another Castellamidis. Tony Aiello, real big money guy. I mean, when you talk about money, he Vito Rizzuto, and the Canadian faction, Giorgio. You know, these guys were where it was at. These guys probably wouldn't have got made if Macedo, if they were my age and they were in the Macedo era. They were threatening. They were real fucking dudes. They'll knock your fucking heads off. You know? If anybody got questions?
Yeah, proletarian. Was there actually a distinct Sicilian faction from day one of Bonanno's reign? Obviously, it was always heavily Sicilian, but didn't that faction thing intensify after Bonanno was gone for good?
Intensify for the better? No, there were so many. There was still a lot of Castellamidis back then, and it slowed down the immigration process in southern Italy in general slowed down. But
I guess what he's saying was there, like, obviously there's Americans or Northern Italians or whatever, but was there always like a thing like that was considered a Sicilian faction within the Bonannos?
I think it was mostly Sicilian. There was an American faction in anything at one time.
Oh, okay,
But,
so you're looking at the other way around, right?
yeah,
Okay.
well, it slowed up with the immigration process or whatnot, you know. And what you got now, as far as like the Sicilians that are there, and even the ones that like what's that?
That's just funny. It's like, was there a Sicilian faction? There was an American faction.
It was an American faction at one time, and then
That's
it
a
became
funny
American.
way to look at it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not a funny way to look at it. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah.
You know, you got Gerardo Saro, you know, he comes from 1, 2, I think 4 generations of Castellamidis gangsters in that family. His father, and then his father's dad, I think also named Jerry. And then I think there was one after him back in Italy. But they were American. They were American. Yes, they were started out one time, you know, as being Sicilian. They were American. Vito Grimaldi the same. He's born in America too. Maybe stronger ties to the Sicilians, but not totally Sicilian after the smoke clears, you know. And then Giorgio ends up getting killed too. Giorgio from Canada. I'm trying to think. What else was there? There was a lot. There was a lot. There's another guy, a car mechanic in my fucking neighborhood. That's name comes up as a made member. Okay. You know, and he was in Italy meeting with people. But you know who's not on the list, right?
Who?
Rice Ball. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I never seen him.
Shunned.
Yeah.
I guess he got shunned. Big tough guy, huh? Anyway. That is what it is. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, hey, what about this?
Oh, Joe Grimaldi. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to my hair that day. That's Joe
What
Grimaldi.
year is this?
I have to say that's about fucking 92.
92.
Yeah, it must be the winter because I'm pale as fuck.
What is that? That's like a Polo Chaps shirt, I think, or something.
Might be, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's the age difference between you guys?
9 months. I think he's born in August 24th.
Oh, so you're on the same age. All right.
Yeah, he's August 24th. I'm March 19th of 1970. Why I know that is because my father's birthday was on the 24th, and my brother, who just passed away, 24th of August, and they share the same birthdays.
So this is 92.
This is 92. We're 22 years old there.
Wow.
At least. Yeah.
So a lot going on.
Yeah, we're about to go out on a Saturday night, it looks like. I think I cut the pictures out. Somebody had sent it to me, and the one with the purple, I think, is Pedge.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, Pedge always had a fucking camera everywhere he went.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, yeah. Is
It's
Joe
a good one.
Grimaldi still around? I don't know, Giacomo. You could ask him. Looking good there, Frank. Must have been exhausting looking that tough all the time as kids. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Long time ago. Long time
Must have
ago.
been exhausted looking that tough. Is Joe Grimaldi still around?
Apparently, yeah. I don't see nobody, and I don't even like to talk about active people. I don't at all. But I was just I ran into this article, and matter of fact, I'll read it to you. And says in the summer of 2016, almost 9 years ago, Antonio Mastretta visited a certain person in Italy that's a big guy. I'm not going to mention who. And a boss. Mastretta was a close associate of Amato and Salvatore Battaglia. Domingo had been sponsored for membership. I just fucked that one up. In Sicily by Battaglia's father. Not true. Maybe a cousin. The predecessor was his predecessor was a certain Asaro, a cousin of Vincent Asaro. Know them both. Not they're distant cousins. I don't even think they knew each other. I'll put it to you that way. Then there was the mechanic I was talking about. Also visited that guy in Sicily. They could have been friends. They could be relatives. And I stopped right there.
Yeah, but it's like you said. I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, they're all from a certain area. I mean, just because maybe they're peers, they're on the same age, whatever it may be. I mean, what does that mean? These people come up with, I don't know.
I don't know. Sister says, Frank, I think talking smack about live members is very, very dishonorable. I agree. I don't like to rub anything in. Matter of fact, I'm actually helping them with this. I'm debunking the what these people assume of the people I'm talking about. I just felt that it's wrong, and yeah, like I told you, me and the Mastretta guy, we were pretty close at one time. So I hope he's doing good. I hope he don't get caught up in no bullshit.
You worked here, no?
Yeah. We used to go out after we used to close the place and go out, and go get something to eat, whatever. Leave it at that. But good dude, man, good dude. I couldn't work with Rice Ball anymore. I was fighting with that fucking guy every day. He was just a pompous fucking just piece of work.
You brought up another guy earlier on the phone, one of the Bonventries to me earlier.
Oh, Jack. Yeah. Jack, yeah, we'll talk to him real quick. That's Jack right there. He take this mob and shove it.
His mom and shove it.
And would you blame him?
What's that about? What's that headline about?
Hold on, let me just get. They wanted to give him a position, and he said, "I don't want it." Basically, that's what it's saying.
Yeah,
smart guy, very intelligent guy. This is they couldn't catch him doing stupid things because he was too smart for that. You know what I mean? So he was a money guy. I don't know where he is in life today, but extremely intelligent, extremely cool guy too. He was around Vinny's crew, and we're related by marriage. So his aunt married my mom's first cousin.
Interesting. Okay, and all these Bonventries, I mean, this is all the same family, right?
There's two sets that are a little stray, but they all come from the same. Yeah, but but he personally and his dad, who is my uncle's godfather, believe it or not, his dad was my uncle Cheech's godfather. Yeah, there's all these 6 separation. We could go on forever.
Okay.
Are from eventually the Baventries, the famous Baventry family, in that life. But he probably said, "Fuck this! I don't fucking want me to fuck." He ain't dumb, because the fucking bosses are flipping, guys are flipping. You guys still want this shit?
Yeah.
But that's what he said. I have a friend of mine at my age. I ended up getting with him, another Sicilian kid, but again, not with any ties in Italy. And he's in that life too. Good guy. I mean, there's one with every ones I don't like. There's 10 I do like. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not the guy that's that's just me. That's just me. And I'll bring up another guy that everybody loves to ask me about, and some people don't like the fact that basically I still like the guy, and that's Vito Guzzo. He didn't do nothing to me. Matter of fact, I know he unfortunately he done a lot of things that people don't agree, but so did I, but agreed with. But when it came to me, he was always there for me, always respected me. I did that interview today with OC Shorts, and we talk about farm teams. Not only the Giannini crew, but we also talk about Bay Parkway, who I do a segment on the. We're gonna discuss one of their on one of my episodes of season 2. We're gonna discuss an incident that played out around 1991 in between the two crews. They interacted, so we'll talk about that. I think that's going to be probably probably an episode. It's going to be an episode, but it's definitely it's gonna be very interesting. I had Mikey Yamin actually has helped me with that with that segment, among others that don't want to be known. I asked Mike, do you mind if I tell him that this story about you guys the running with the Bay Parkway kids, 20th Avenue they call whatever. We discussed him. He goes, yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking for next Wednesday. By the way, everybody, season 2, episode 1 will be discussed. Was Rice Ball a street guy or more of a working guy? Right, Rice Ball is a street guy. Definitely a street guy. Definitely a street guy. Rice Ball did 9 years in prison. No, he's no fluke. He's no fluke. Retarded, but not a fluke.
What was that 9 years for?
Oh, Giannini. So the Giannini crew shit.
Okay.
That the Baccarat game, loan sharking, home invasion.
Really?
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. We gotta shoot you. Let's not get that fucked up. Matter of fact, when I flipped, I said I ain't telling on my brothers. Fuck it. Not thinking about it. I don't fuck it. Whatever. I just wouldn't do it anyway. It's just what I was. So they said, "Well, we're not really interested in your brothers." I said, "Okay, fine, but if you mention them, I'm not gonna. I'm just telling you, I'm not going that route with you. Obviously, you know that my brother Joe is a bookie because Fabio told you that. Joe Shalara told you that. They dealt with him. They told you what he did. You're not going to hear it from me. They go, no, we're going to give you immunity on your brother Joe, but not on Rice Ball. I said, why? I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. I don't even like him, but I'm still not going to talk about him. He goes, well, we feel that he had a lot to do with the Zips early on. They didn't say the Zips. They named who it was. And he was a door guy in 1979 at the Baccarat game. He was about 21. So who knows what the fuck they think he's involved in, okay? You got to remember, that era didn't talk. those guys, there's a lot of unsolved shit in that area. So who the fuck knows what the feds know?
So he was around as a young man. He was around like Catalano, Caesar. He was around
He's a
all those
baller,
guys.
yes.
Yeah, Baldo. Okay.
So I said, okay, but I'm just telling you now. And it was the DA who was talking to me that day. He goes, well, I got to go to Iraq because I got legal stuff to go do over there. He was one of the 4 on that team. He goes, but I promise you, and he did. He said, I promise you, if your brothers ever come in question, because they want the Joe Messina. They go, I will personally come here and tell you, but it ain't happened. I said, okay, all right, fine. And that was, he kept his promise. Another guy I mentioned I wasn't going to tell on was a kid I grew up with. I said, I'm not going to tell on him. And you bring him up. I don't give a fuck. At that point, I was reluctant even to go on the stand, even with Messino. I actually walked off the stand with Amato. And then they talked to me, you get yourself on that stand, or we'll put you in population fucking with a lot of time, and you talked already. Like, I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they didn't do it in a mean way. They weren't threatening. They go, look, this is where it's at.
Thank you, Jackal. Appreciate you, my man.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it a lot, guys. Thank you. But that was with that, So no, I wasn't gonna tell on my brothers.
So they thought that Rice Ball might have done some serious work, violent stuff.
They didn't know. They just knew that they were friends, and so they didn't know what the hell.
But they were feeling you out.
Not me. They weren't feeling me out because I didn't know anything. I don't know.
No,
I don't
but
know.
they say things a certain way, to see how you react to. Oh, we think your brother might have,
No. I took it up that I wasn't going to do that, and they came back, and I got immunity from my brother Joe.
Okay.
Just you can't get in trouble, and he didn't spend one day in jail.
Yeah. Wow.
But he fucked me for my inheritance anyway. But it's okay. That's what you got. But that wasn't part of the deal. I tell on you, so that's what I owe. I made his life complicated. Apparently, I'm learning that from
right?
other people. Yeah, a lot of people weren't treating him like they used to. They weren't abusing him.
Right.
I flipped. So maybe Rice Ball was going through that again. So maybe the money they ended up fucking me for is their way of saying, this is what you put us through. And it is what it is. I'm not crying over it. I'm my own man. You could put me unlike them. I didn't need my mother's money. I mean, when I was on the, commissary, we weren't, but he was just a brokester as I am, Bryce Ball. So yeah. Joe knew how to make money. He knew how to take care of himself. And maybe I put a monkey wrench in his fucking operations, but you could put me anywhere. You could put me anywhere in the world and I'll survive.
Yeah.
I don't need fucking, I know how to break my ass. I know how to go to work. I know how to go on a boat. It was hard. Because I didn't have that fucking back. All these guys, I look at all these kids that fucking I grew up with and flipped. Their families are with them. They own businesses together. They even have some freaking people in their family go see them and they don't give a fuck. Some of them are married to wives, guys, and they go see their fucking brothers or whoever the fuck it is. Me, nah, I was just, and sometimes just for like to get a hello from certain people, it's like pulling teeth. So I gave up on that too. Like, people aren't even in life.
Wow. Man, that's wild.
Yeah.
Proletarian on parole. I like that you can reach Yamin, the forgotten Bath Avenue guy. All people have heard is Calandra's version of him, and he slanders and throws everyone under the bus.
I will say this. I'm not going to say. I just Mike feels he's not crazy about Jimmy. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to tell you what
he talks about. I mean,
Michael Yamin was Paulie Galino's goon. He would do whatever he told him to do. You know, whatever
Well,
that.
well, according to Mike, he
It was
was
the
on
other way.
Bath Avenue way before Jimmy and Tommy were. They were from another part, and they ended up coming there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the devil's advocate here on stuff that was said. Only on the story. I'm gonna relate the stories that I'm gonna be on episode 2, and that's where I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I don't have anything against Jimmy. I don't even know the guy, but it's obvious that he's got a lot of bones to pick, and he does slander a lot of people, and he does talk a lot about people.
Who's that?
Calandra.
It
would be interesting to have him on the show. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
that.
I would like to have him on. I would like to hear his perspective if he's listening to my show or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll take it from that. So Nino was a relative of Patsy Conti? No. Nino was a relative of Balda.
You know what?
Brett, good try. You have to add more stupid.
Jimmy Calamandria.
Sister. Oh,
Jimmy
God.
Calamandria.
All right, how are we gonna end this show? We don't have a crumb bum. I got a lady friend wait for me this time.
Yeah, no chrome bones. Proletarian sent me some stuff, and I'm going to show it on Monday. He emailed me. Sorry, I didn't write you back. He emailed me. He's got a friend over there in Castellamare del Golfo at the
You
moment.
got nice pictures. I seen him. Thank you.
Oh, you did? Or I'll share him on Monday.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. New part of the team, bro. Good
Some,
stuff, bro, on the Giuliano's stuff. So, okay, you got anything to say?
We got another one coming out. Nothing. Like Frank said, Wednesday is going to be Ridgewood, A True Story, Season 2, Episode 1. Obviously, we're going to have our Monday night live stream. What else?
No, and we're going to follow it up by season. We're going to follow it up by season Episode 2 following Wednesday, and then we go to 2 lives again. So we do 2 lives, and then we go 2 episodes, 2 lives, 2 episodes. There's gonna be like 10 episodes just on season 2. So thank you everybody. If you're a member already, great. If anybody wants to become, please tell people about our show.
So Phoenix is talking about the membership thing again. You can only give those memberships during a live stream or a premiere. You can't do it after the show. Yeah, I just don't know. For whatever reason, I can't
get in there.
I can't get in on. Hold on one second. I can't get into our stream right now on the YouTube app. It's not letting me in.
All right. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Hold on one second. All right. So let me look it up on my own. Hold on. Gift memberships to my subs YouTube. To give channel memberships to your YouTube subscribers during a live stream or premiere, you or your viewers can purchase gift memberships, which are distributed. These gifted memberships provide 1 month access. You can enable gift memberships on live. I know that. YouTube then distributes opt in. To be eligible for gifted memberships, viewers need to opt in. Yeah, we know that. YouTube membership gifting. What is a gifted? How do I receive gifted memberships? Are gifted memberships picked at random? Do I get gifted memberships? You usually get notified. How do I gift memberships? Helping along gifting memberships yourself would be more than appreciated as long as you can actually afford it. I have no idea.
All right, look. Hey, can I leave?
You got to go?
Hey, I got a crazy girl waiting.
Okay.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody. I'm tired.
I'm going to kick Frank, and I'm going to hang out for like 5 more minutes and see if I can figure this out.
Good show, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
All right, Frank. We'll see you in a little bit. We'll see you
Talk to
tomorrow.
you in a little bit. I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right. Throw me off.
Yep. All right. So it's just going to be Frank can't figure out how to leave. I'm going to kick you then. Get out of here, you fucking bitch. All right. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Can creators gift memberships? Gift memberships. How do I make this small? I hate that it's like, there we go. Thanks. Yes, creators on platforms like YouTube and Patreon can give memberships to their viewers and fans. This allows creators to offer free access to membership benefits for a limited time. Gifting during live. Creators can purchase channel memberships and I don't understand this. I don't understand it. Yeah, but I can't access the YouTube chat. That's the problem that I'm having. I can't access it. Let me see. Switch it. Let me see. Let me try it on the desktop because it won't let me do it on the phone. Let me try it on the desktop. Your videos. Oh my god, this is fucking crazy. Why is it opening up the YouTube studio? I didn't want to open up the YouTube studio. Yo, what the fuck? Your videos. Hold on a second, guys. You know what? All right, hold on. So let's see. We're gonna go here. View your channel. Live. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm here now. All right. I'm actually here now. All right, Phoenix. They want me to become a member of my own channel. All right. So hit the money sign. Unlock members only perks. Let me go back to what you said. All right. You can only gift those memberships during a live. All right. Never mind. What did you say before? In the YouTube chat, can you see the money? Yes, I got the money icon. Peak content. Hey, relax.
Hey, calm down, Bo. Calm down. Don't make me go at you, buddy. Don't make me go at you, buddy.
All right. So let's see. All right. Unlock membership perks. Member shout outs. Members only live. So it wants me to join. It doesn't have. It wants me to join. It doesn't have. I don't have to join.
I don't have to join, Bo. All I got to do is figure this out.
Click icon, membership gifting. Click. Okay. So hit the money sign in the chat, which I just did. Hold on a second. Hit the money sign. Membership. Yeah, whatever you're talking about, I don't see it. I don't see it. Click the pound sign. Click the money sign, then the fucking pound sign or hashtag, whatever you fucking guys want to call it. No, it doesn't say that. Nope. I don't see that. I hit the money sign and I got three options: super sticker, super chat, membership. I mean, there's no like delineation. There's nothing that says like that this is even my channel right now, even though I'm signed in on the account. So I don't know. Proletarian fucking scumbag. It can be done on a regular live, not a members live. Oh, interesting. You might be on to something there. Oh, you could do. All right, so I'll do it on Monday. what does Frank think of Last of the Sicilians book? When I asked Frank, he says it's all right, but there's been a lot of new information that's come out since that kind of goes against some of what's said in there. So, Last Days of the Sicilians, right? Yeah. Yeah, Bo. Yeah, I'm going to make a short out of this, proletarian. You scumbag. Proletarian scumbag. Anyway, I guess I'm going to get going. Unless you guys got any questions. I got to go out this weekend and I'm going to film for NYC Crime Spot. Ding, ding, ding. We'll get over there on NYC. No, it's okay, Phoenix. At least I know now. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, yeah, we actually brought that up. Check this out, Taylor. I think we might have talked about this in this discussion about books and stuff that we did, that me and Frank did a while back. Roro, the best. She really knows how.
Today, we're going to unpack.
Knows how to unpack. All right. All right. So any questions? Anything else? Anything from me? Probably not. Other than that, we'll probably call it a night. We'll check it out. Thanks. Thank you. Work ethic. The brains on Matt. Of course, you can't give anything existing members. That must be it. Yeah. Work ethic. I wish I had more. But I've been pretty busy on Crime Spot. Thank you, Minna Village. Thank you. I've been pretty busy on Crime Spot. I've been pretty busy over there.
I've been pretty busy, Bo.
We're gonna get back to it though. I skipped last week. I felt bad about that. I had to go to a party. Unfortunately. I don't like parties. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Middle Village. Thank you, Proletarian. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Half Day of the Jackal. Thank you, Roro. Thank you, Phoenix. David Price. Lisa Pizzatola. Thank you, everybody. Great show. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for Sin of Sam. The Sin of Sam? Son of Sam. Keep up the great work, Brett. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dan Tondas. Yeah, I'm going to Brooklyn this weekend. I'm going to start. So I've talked about some of the Soviet Russian organized crime that infiltrated New York City in the 1970s. Visited one location, but now I'm going to start going to more locations in reference to this. And the funny thing is that one of the locations that I'm going to go to soon, it's quite possible that the guy it involves still lives there. I don't know. So maybe I'll get shot. I don't know. Maybe you'll see me in the news. I don't know. But hey, whatever. That's the price. That's the price you got to pay, I guess, right? Whatever. I'm trying to track this fucking guy down, by the way. I think he's in Brooklyn. What am I going to do if I track him down? I don't know. I got to figure out a way to contact this guy. He has spoken before on more than one occasion. So we'll see what happens. I want to speak to this guy. Very serious individual. Very serious. Oh, and another thing, guys, just so you know, in 2 weeks from now, I am going back to the Hole in Lindenwood. If you guys don't know what the Hole is, that's where they buried the three capos. That's where they thought Tommy DeSimone was. That's where they thought John Favaro was. And countless other fucking bodies. Who knows? I've went there for my channel before. I did some drone footage above the Hole. There's a whole drone video on my channel if you guys want to see the fucking hellscape, what it really looks like. But I'm going back to the Hole in a couple of weeks with an individual by the name of Joseph Amico, who grew up in the Hole. He lived right on Ruby Street over there, basically his whole life. And he's one of the kids that found Sonny Red's body. And in the Daily News in the early 2000s, when they went back there, he's mentioned in the news articles because he had still lived there. And they talk about him in the news article. And he's telling me, you know, when they were there, you know, they were like, oh, shit, this fucking guy still lives there. And they were trying to, like, talk to him, like, so do you remember that day? What you were doing with your friends, running around, whatever, and you guys saw this fucking arm sticking out of the fucking ground. So this guy grew up in the Hole. He's documented as being one of the kids. Maybe some people might think Willie Boy Johnson. There's no evidence for that. That's the stupidest thing I ever fucking heard. So Joseph Amico grew up in the hole, is one of the kids that found Sonny Red's body sticking out of the fucking ground. And yeah, we're going to take a walk through the hole, me and Joseph Amico, who grew up there. So we're going to do a walk and talk in the hole with Joe Amico. That's going to be interesting. So that should be out on my channel over the next month. And then we got a bunch of other stuff. A lot of Russian stuff. How active is the Russian? I really don't know. I don't know. I hear that there is like Georgian and Chechen and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. When people say Russian mob, like Brighton Beach, Russian mob, a lot of those guys were here because of the Soviet Jewry movement. They were like Russian Jews that came here. And so as far as like that ilk, I really don't think so. As far as like other part, like the Georgians and all this other stuff, you know, like those Dagestanis and those guys that put you in those fucking bear hugs and they choke you out. I think those guys are messing around doing something. I don't know. That's the stuff I don't want to talk about. Somebody emailed me about stuff like that. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm good. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will, we got Armenian cruise. Yeah. So I hear. Yeah, but all that stuff is creepy to me. I'm good with that. I don't really want to get mixed in with all that bullshit. Don't like it. But yeah. So keep an eye out on Crime Spot. Keep an eye. I thought you shut it down. Missed it. Missed it. Joey Mook. Joseph Amico. You'll find an article about them talking about him in the early 2000s when they were doing the dig for the three capos. And if you go back to the early 80s when they were doing the reports about the children playing and stumbling upon the body, he's the kid. He is the kid. He's one of the kids. That's him. So we're going to go to the hole and talk about it. From what he told me on the phone, he was playing with his friends. They grew up in that fucking hellscape, that shithole that is the hole. And they're playing in those fields as they always did. And they come upon something. They see like a rug thingy and they pull something up and he pulls at something. And basically he said he pulled fucking Sonny Red's arm right out of the ground. And then he started screaming and he went to his grandparents and they called the cops and that's how they found the body. Cantarella's cousin. No, not Cantarella's cousin. No. That's a name. There's like 20,000 Joe Amicos, by the way. There's like so many. There's a bunch of Joe Amicos. There's a bunch of Joe D'Amicos. There's a lot of those guys running around. That's like Koreans, you know, Paul Park, Daniel Kim. There's like 7,000 of them motherfuckers. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. We will see you Monday live. Watch out this weekend on Crime Spot. Should have something new coming out. If I don't get it out Sunday, I'll probably put it out on Tuesday. We're going back to Brooklyn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Before I go, just remember.
John Gotti was not gay.
John Gotti was not gay. You guys have a good night.